I'll just wait for the prompt on my end.
It seems
Okay,
like we've
cool.
been recording because it's, well, no, just it was a clock before. Now it's
Yeah, it was
recording.
Okay, so um, okay, so maybe what I'll do quickly just to jog your memory again is how to group these, just in case you need that information. So what I'm going to do is just start from scratch. So I have a list of bookmarks. I have chosen not to name them because, it doesn't really matter in the training exercise, but you can name them if you wish. You just click on the edit button as you did before, rename it, and then press OK. So like, for example, bookmark 1, press OK. It's renamed. The save button works in the same way as it did before. There is further functionality, but we'll explain that in a minute. So the way that you use groups is you click on the little 3 dots on the right-hand side of the bookmark, and then the pop-up appears. I hope you can see the pop-up. Then you go new group. Just type in a new group name. Okay, so Bob's your uncle. There's the group with the bookmark in it. Do it again. Do it a third time. I think they're organized based on, and I still don't know how this works yet, because obviously it's got group A, group C, group B, but I think it depends on a few factors. So then what you do is, for example, you want to start organizing these into your individual groups. You just do the same thing, click the 3 dots and pick a group, and it automatically assigns them to that group. B, C, and now we change back to view, and now you've got your grouped bookmarks. Edit and view, it's view is just view the bookmarks as they are, and edit is like if you want to rearrange them, or I think also change the group. That's what edit is under. So that's groups. Now the next thing I want to demonstrate is the new markup functionality. So what I'm going to do to start off with, and let's say, for example, if you wanted to start creating a live legend, well, you got to start from somewhere. So you start from the first bookmark. So, but first, actually, let me just demonstrate this functionality. So next to the save button is a little arrow. You click that and you go save multiple bookmarks. This will be tied in when we do the live legend stuff. And then there's a pop-up. Can you see the pop-up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you can do now is say, okay, well, any one of these settings I can save to any other bookmark. So you can just have a set scene. You don't actually have to have a bookmark, but you can save things like camera position, enabled menu items, hidden and isolated entities, scene effects, scene base maps, yeah, all of those things. So I'd probably suggest that you try these out on your own training account just to see, what they do. But I think this one, it's not really ambiguous. If you hide specific entities in a view, that's going to save only those hidden and isolated entities in other views as well for the bookmarks. But the one that I really want to talk about is markup, and that's what we're going to use when we do the live legend. So we'll start with our first bookmark, go to markups. We'll just add a text box to the view. We'll set how we want the live legend to look with the first one. So, and there's a few extra features. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something similar to how you've arranged yours. So the first part of the text box is the heading, but we're going to basically resize the width of it and then add rows. So I'm just going to add 4 rows in this case. So obviously the heights are all mucked up. So now what you can do, which is a new feature, is click the 3 dots and go normalize row height. And it just basically, it just evens them out across the entire text box. So we're going to change this to live legends. And we're going to add some rows to each one. So in fact, so I'll just add a row here. But what we can also do here is duplicate. So if, for example, you've set up a given row with specific colorization or other kinds of features, then you can duplicate that.
Okay, cool.
So what I'll probably do is just do one and then I'll duplicate it a few times. So we'll just call this type 1. So that'll be the name of it, and then this side will be the icon. So change this to icon. Just pick an icon, increase its size, maybe change its color. Add icon shadow, left, whatever adjustment you want to have. And then just change the size of it. So we're happy with the way that looks for now. So I usually get in the habit of saving on a regular basis. But what we'll also do is pick on this cell and we'll change this user action. This just helps when we go and do further stuff. So what we can do now is I'll just pick one of these and I'll pick the first bookmark in the list. One thing we can also do is change the text color and background. So and we could even actually change this one as well to do the same thing. So we'll just change the background to yellow in this case. And there's no text in here, so maybe if I make this.
Can you make that background? Can you make the background translucent?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
I'll just use that.
I think that's a cleaner look, right? Like that, like it's you see, it gives it a tighter look.
Yep. So
okay.
So what I'm going to do now is I'll do this exact same thing on the left-hand cell. So click the first bookmark, and we'll do the same thing for the background. And we'll just change this text color to white. Maybe I'll make it a little bit less transparent, so like 10%, maybe 25%. Okay. Just 25% as well. Okay, so we're happy with those settings.
Yeah.
Just change this to white. I'll make it yellow. Okay, and then I'll just duplicate this. So copy, copy, copy. So now the reason why I've done it this way is because then now we don't have to muck around with, oh, well, that's an icon, that's text, and then also the open bookmark settings are already done, as well as the background and all that kind of stuff. So it means that all we have to do now is change the text and change the icon. And perhaps the color of it as well. So again, we're just going to normalize the rows. And I might just increase the size of this a little bit. Okay. Save it again. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through here and just change the text and change the icon. Something else. The size is still the same. And color, I'll just change the standard color to something else, black. And then I'll change it to a different bookmark. So currently that's not set. So I have to do the same thing for the text as well. So I pick the second one again. Okay. And then.
Can you size the icon if it's too big, like in that case?
Yeah, I'll do that at the end. So this is the next step. So bookmark type 3, change the icon. Okay, and change the style. Change the actual bookmark it's referring to. Same thing for the other cell. And then the last one.
So this is.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I need to go. Can I leave you to
Yep,
at it?
that's no problem.
Okay.
Oh, good.
All
Thanks.
right.
Thanks.
All right.
Alex.
And when you've got that confirmation, let me know, and then I'll put you in touch with Matt V.
You got it. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Okay. Cheers. Bye.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, this is really helpful. What I was thinking too is that you could almost have like I was thinking about your groups. You could almost have a group of bookmark being represented by a live legend. So if you think of it this way, if you go to your downtown and you have these 4 choices, right? Live, visit, be entertained, or stay overnight, right? Do some other activity, and then you click it, then you could have all the hotel bookmarks representing that particular term. So now you just, if I know I'm doing hotels, I will go to a subgroup of bookmarks for hotels that give me all these different looks, with places, without places, straight member view, full view on photorealism. Like you could put 2 or 3 bookmarks in there, and then you could just traverse around and then go back to the main menu. So you're going back and forth, and you're only looking at maybe 5 or 6 choices at the front of the landing page. But then when you move on to these other landing pages, you go to multiple bookmark scenes, which is fine, because if you can make them up this way, it's not going to be as difficult to generate these scenes and also modify the scenes. Because that's what the client's going to want to do. Like, they have a presentation, they want something uniquely set up for them. It would be great to put it in the bookmark and say, hey, you know what? It's on the first landing page. It's called December 15th Cami demo.
Yeah,
and it has a series of bookmarks there for you.
Yeah, so
just go to the website.
What you would probably do is, in that case, just duplicate the project view and remove all the live legend stuff, and then do that. Because you don't want to muck with the original, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So let me demonstrate the rest of how we tidy this up, and then I think we'll probably end. So so now we have one bookmark which has all these set up, but obviously the sizes aren't right. So then now we just go through and change the sizes of these, or might even just increase the size of the actual text box. But you can resize them if you need to. We're just setting up the template that we'll then use. Right, so we've got this all set up and that's done. Obviously now it's not applied to multiple bookmarks. So all you have to do now is literally just go save multiple bookmarks, and I'll just apply them to all of them, all other bookmarks, and then mark up and save. So now what will happen is that it's done.
Great. There we go.
All sorted. Cool. So now you've got,
I'm sure Peter will appreciate that. Now, when you move the one bookmark, do you have to move each one of them? They don't all move together, right?
No. But that's probably better, because you don't want to do it live. One thing I forgot to do was actually associate, and I can do that now, it's fine. The bottom left, because what will happen is if this tab, if I had it set to this, it's not going to move, right? If the tab's open and closed. So what you want to do is make sure the screen anchor is set, and I'll just move it to the bottom left and save.
Are other clients using Live Legends at all?
No.
I mean, you'd think you should use that for I guess for a general, I guess if you're an engineering firm, you just set up your own, right?
Well, actually, no, I tell a lie. I have shown it to a couple of people and they do use it, but they haven't done it themselves. And I've showcased it multiple times, and it's not, they haven't actually got to that point where they've got enough data where they could actually use a live legend. So, but yeah, that's it. That's how you do it.
No, that looks great. Thank you so much. Let me see. I guess when we just turn this off, the recording
Yeah,
just
and
gets saved.
make sure you save it. Yeah, so because otherwise, what will happen is after about I think 60 days, the recording gets deleted.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you save it out somewhere on your SharePoint.
Okay. Thanks so much for that.
Cool. No worries.
Okay. Talk to you
Okay.
soon. Bye.
Thanks, Kevin. Bye.